First of all, I'd like to thank the Swindle-First family and the Summers family for inviting all of us to this wonderful event. Thank you for your generosity and all the hard work. I know how much work it takes to put on a wedding. So we give them a slate and Oh, where do I start? Let me start telling you a little bit about Jeff and about me. My name is Tim Hessler. I'm Jeff's best friend. We've been friends for over 20 years. Jeff and I met back in 1981, 9th grade high school. And we became very good friends very early on, mostly because of all the things that we had in common, all of our common interests. Beer! That came a little later. But we were both big fans of fantasy books with stories about knights in shining armor, swashbuckling, and saving the fair maiden. We were both fans of computer games, video games. We hung out a lot together, staring at monitors. Kind of a sad story there. But the biggest thing we had in common is our love for movies. We both love movies. And it didn't matter if it was a Hitchcock film, if it was Bogey and Bacall, if it was a Friday the 13th slasher film. We were there almost every weekend. We were just hanging out there, me with my popcorn and my cherry Coke. Jeff never without his dots and juji fruits. And we go out and we hang out and watch all the movies. And I think the movies that we like the most, the movies that changed our lives, were the movies of John Hughes. And for anyone that doesn't know who John Hughes is, he's a director that did a lot of teenage movies. And a lot of the themes were about how the nerd with the heart of gold falls in love with the cheerleader, the most popular girl in the school. And eventually that girl sees that golden heart in that boy, and she comes to her senses, and the guy gets the girl at the end. Unfortunately for Jeff, that old saying of good guys finish last seemed to be a lot more appropriate in our younger days. Then I remember one night, we were sitting on the steps of his mother's house. He and his mother were living in. And we were in our 20s, probably about college age, and we talked about what the future may hold for us. And we talked about, sure, yeah, I want to get married, and I want to have kids, and I want that white picket fence. So when you single girls out there, yes, there are some guys that think like that. Hopefully Jeff and I weren't the last two, for goodness sake. And eventually, I ended up saving my damsel in distress, my lovely wife, Amy. And Jeff kept the search up, but not for long. About 3 years ago, I remember sitting in a bar, drinking a pint of Guinness with Jeff, and he said, "You know what, Tim? I think it's over. I don't think she's out there for me." And I was really worried for him because he was quite serious. Then one day I met Krista. I met Krista at GTN. We worked together only for a short time before I left working there. What always stuck with me was her wonderful personality, her upbeat personality, and definitely her sparkling smile. And I got to know Krista a little bit. We would see each other at certain events that were work-related, and she seemed like a nice girl. She seemed like a nice enough girl at the time. And Jeff and I, every year we put on a golf outing, the H&S Celebrity Pro-Am, for anyone that hasn't been there. And a couple of years back, we were there, and usually after everyone leaves, we sit around and have a couple more. We needed that. And we talk about, at first we talk about, I'm never doing this again, this is too much work. And then we say, no, this is worth it, this is a great time. And a couple of years ago, there was a third wheel. And that was Krista. And Krista hung out literally for an extra hour with us until we walked out and we went home. And it was either in the parking lot that very day or the next day I called Jeff and I said, "So what's going on with you and Krista?" And he said, "Nothing." I said, "Oh, don't give me that. I actually sweet on you, Jeff. I think you should ask her out." And he said, "You're crazy. We see each other at kickball, and we see each other at work." And that was about as far as I thought that was going to go. And then, luckily, I was right, and Krista was persistent. And Jeff usually isn't the kind of guy that's going to kiss and tell. But every time I saw him, I said, so, did you kiss her? Did you kiss her? And eventually he did say yes. And I said, so, what happened? What did she say? How'd it go? You remember what you said, Krista?
What I said?
What took you so long? That's exactly what Jeff told me. What took you so long? And the dating went on, and eventually, with almost all of their friends and family there at the kickball field, Jeff proposed to Krista. And that was the beginning of the engagement. It was a very good day. Now, I always think that I think good kids come from good parenting. And I think Jeff and Krista here are perfect examples of that. Their parents have done a wonderful job raising these two kids. And I think that there's a lot of love there for these kids. And I think that's a love that they're going to take into their relationship and hopefully go on with their children. Now, I think these two make a very good team together. And I think they're good for each other because I think they make each other better. I've known Jeff for a long time, and he is a better man now than he was even 2 weeks ago. He gets better with age.
I didn't think it was possible.
Like a fine wine. But I never thought that I would ever meet anybody that could be as good of a friend to Jeff as I have been. And I knew I would never meet anybody that could love Jeff as much as his mom and his family have. But in Krista, I've seen both of those things. I've seen the love, I've seen the admiration, and I've seen the respect and the friendship. And God bless her for it.
Hear, hear.
So, if you could please raise your glass for this toast. Here's to the bride. Here's to her laughter. Here's to the groom and the dreams he chases after. Here's to their families. Here's to their friends. And here's to their love that will never, ever end.
Yeah.
Here.